Hi there, welcome back to True Gooner, and in this video here I'm just going to be reviewing our January transfer window. Was it an actual successful one, or was it a kind of average one? Arsenal have actually made some signings, and we've actually sold some old players. So I'll just get on to the ones that we've sold quickly, and most notably Alexis Sanchez has gone to Manchester United. We also sold Walcott to Everton, and I wish him all the best, but he's been at the club 12 years. His potential has never really worked out, but great servant to the club, very loyal, and I wish him all the best. And it looks like his Everton career has started off with a bang, as he got an assist in his first game and scored 2 goals in his second game against Leicester last night. So all going good for him. But of course, when they play Arsenal, then obviously I probably won't want him to do well. But in general, I wish him all the best and hope he gets back into the England squad very soon. We also lost Coquelin to Valencia. Now, I did actually think that he wasn't quite good enough for Arsenal. However, again, another player who I wish all the best. He did do very well in the second half of the 2015 season when he came back on loan from Charlton, and you could argue that was our most important player for the rest of the part of that season because he was absolutely phenomenal. And then we all thought, oh wow, our defensive midfielder area solved. Best player since Gilberto. But then after that, it did go a bit downhill since he picked up an injury and since he started to become out of favour. But he's decided to move on, and yeah, we wish him all the best at Valencia. We also got rid of Giroud. Now, a strange one, that one, but I am gutted to see him go because, of course, again, been a great servant to Arsenal and scored us over 100 goals in the last 5 years that he's been with us, and I think he doesn't get the respect that he deserves from most fans because, of course, he gets a lot of stick, I know. But he does try hard, and I do wish him the very best at Chelsea. He's one of the very few players that has gone to a rival club that I wish all the best. Because he didn't ask to leave, but I'm sure that because we've now got some new strikers that he fell down the pecking order. And it's a World Cup year, so of course he'll be wanting to fight for his place to start for France, to remain in the squad for France. And yeah, Giroud has always been a great plan B, but of course we understand that he doesn't want to be a plan B. He wants to be starting week in, week out, and it didn't look like it was happening anytime soon. So he decided to go. And yes, okay, I didn't really want him joining Chelsea. I wanted him to go to Dortmund on loan if he was to go, but listen, unfortunately, that would have been the only way that we would have got our player. But it is what it is. And I wish Giroud the very best. But of course, I don't wish Chelsea the very best. But I do wish Giroud well. And so that's all the players that left. And of course, Alexis Sanchez to Manchester United. I think he's gone for the money. Another good player for the club has been great for the last few seasons. 80 goals in 3.5 seasons. But he wanted to go, so we move on. And we actually made some signings. Now, obviously, Henrikh Mkhitaryan we signed from Manchester United. That was in a deal for Alexis Sanchez to go the other way. And Mkhitaryan, it hasn't quite worked out for him at Man United, but I do still think he's a great player, and I really do think he'll thrive at Arsenal. And with all the good players he's got around him, and with his new teammate Aubameyang, and his old teammate Aubameyang at Dortmund, of course, and with the likes of Mesut Ozil and Lacazette, I can see him absolutely flying, and I think it's a great signing. And I look forward to seeing how he fits in. And yes, I know he wasn't doing well at Manchester United, but Mourinho has got it wrong several times with some of his players that he sold. Remember Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, Mata, Lukaku, and let's hope this is another one. So it has proved that Mourinho hasn't always got it right, but In general, I think he's a good player. He won't get you as many goals, as lots of goals, but he'll get you assists. He'll get you the odd goal, and yeah, I can just see him doing very well. I think he's a good fit for Arsenal. And most notably, we also signed Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, fantastic. Seriously, that man is one of the best strikers in Europe. His conversion rate is absolutely second to none. Lightning fast and very tall. And we've been crying out for that kind of player since Thierry Henry, Robin van Persie, Ian Wright, Dennis Bergkamp days. And yeah, hopefully we've got ourselves one of those players, of course. I'm sure he will do very well to Arsenal. I am looking forward to seeing how he fits into our system. And yeah, most Arsenal fans are absolutely excited. And I seriously think it's great that we've still managed to attract top quality players like Lacazette, Mkhitaryan and Aubameyang without Champions League football. And I think that's actually quite remarkable. And I really do think that just goes to prove to you that we're still a very attractive club. And I think the same thing needs to now happen with the management. Because I still think whoever we sign is good, but I still think with his manager still here, who, of course, you all know my views, and it's definitely time for him to go, and it's proving obvious week in, week out that I'm still not too convinced we'll really go that further forward, but I hope I'm proved wrong, and yeah, time will tell. But Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan, brilliant additions. And of course, another bit of good news on deadline day is that Mesut Ozil signed a contract. A 3.5-year deal, £350,000 per week. And all I can say is fair play to him and well deserved. Now, obviously, you know I am one of his biggest fans, and I am one of the fans that will praise him, even when he's not going through a good period. And he's an absolutely world-class player, but of course, now you know what fans will say. Yeah, but he needs to be doing it week in, week out. He needs to be doing it in all the big games. Which I agree he does. He does need to be doing a little bit more. But lately, you have to admit, he's been absolutely superb. And his attitude has been professional towards it. But obviously, we were all cautious about why is he taking so long or why hasn't he signed a contract yet. I think what he wanted to do was he wanted to wait to see what we were going to do. And I think now, because we've got this Aubameyang and he's got the money that we've offered him an absolute pay rise that he deserves, I think he said, yes, right, I'm definitely staying. And fair play to him. And I seriously think that was the most important thing to do on deadline day. Than get Aubameyang, than get Mkhitaryan and all these other players. I think he was the most important thing, that we get his contract tied down. And now I think a team needs to be built around him. Because going forward, we look great. But we're still very weak at the back. And that really still does worry me, that we didn't strengthen any of the defensive areas. Because we need a centre-back, definitely. We need a CDM urgently. And we need a new keeper urgently. And that does worry me a bit, because obviously you saw what happened the other day at Swansea, which I'm still gutted about and down about. And we've seen it time and time again that doesn't matter how good your attack is, it's your defence that wins you games and your defence that wins you the big trophies. And with this defence, I'm not actually too sure that we will possibly get anywhere. But time will tell again. And do I think with this squad that with this new rebuilt squad that we can push on? Yes, definitely. But I still think until that defence gets sorted and that manager goes, I still think it's going to be the same old. But time, again, like I said, time will tell. And do I still think we can get into the top four? I honestly think unless we go on a run of winning 6 or 7 or 8 games on the trot, I have to say no, because I seriously do think the gap's too big, because all these other clubs like Liverpool and Tottenham keep winning, and obviously Man City are way further ahead, so of course we're not going to win the league. And this is what we want to be doing. We want to be challenging for the title. We don't want to be sitting here fighting to finish in the top 4 and fighting just to finish above Spurs and being the third best and fourth best. This is what we don't want that. We want to be competitive in the league and in Europe. This is the whole purpose and why we moved to the Emirates. And this is why fans get so frustrated. Fans like me and millions of other fans get so frustrated and call for the manager's head. It's because we're underachieving. But like I said, time will tell about all this. But I'm happy we brought in Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan, and I do think it has been a fairly good transfer window, but of course it would have been an even better one if we strengthened that back line. But I'll give it a 7 out of 10. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, that's the end of another video of mine. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Are you happy about these signings? Where do you think it's going to take us? Do you think we can finish in the top 4? Do you think in future we can push on back to the top of the league where we belong? Do you think we can do that? Let me know. Or are you like me? We need to change the manager. We need to sort out defence if we are to go anywhere forward anytime soon. You can tell there's no pleasing some people, but yeah, another video of mine. And I'll speak to you before the Everton game, which I'll do tomorrow. And come on, you Reds.